Hello, it's Ravine here to do the collective reading for the 11th to the 17th of September. This month is going by so fast, and it seems like time is just speeding up. And it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. It's amazing. What an interesting spread. I'm really seeing contrast and polarity and paradoxes. And I'm seeing the link between those two worlds of like spiritual and physical together. What's also coming through here is as above, so below, the mirrors of heaven and earth, and dharma and desire. So that destined, that fated path versus what we might desire, and so that kind of paradox, that separation, that appearance of being separate. And so I keep really getting this image, and I know I mentioned it in other readings, is this image of the ocean and how it's always flowing. And sometimes it's flowing outward in abundance. The tide is flowing out, and sometimes the tide is receding within. And so with that receding inward, it's like that time of deep reflection. It's actually really what I'm seeing is like a check-in. Like, where are you? And all of a sudden, when we're no longer really externalizing as much, what's really being highlighted is what's really left within us that wants to be acknowledged, wants to be seen and heard. So what's standing out for me here in the tarot is, I'm seeing the cups representing really the emotional body, and the swords representing the mental body. And then we have two seekers here, and both are in these very contemplative states, and that's representing the physical body, the physical realm. And also what's really interesting is I was pulling one card out. I just wanted one, but two of them flew out, and they both happen to be the number 4. And the number 4 signifies a sense of instability, and that need to kind of find grounding and well-being. And perhaps that is within, when I'm seeing the mental, emotional, and physical realms, those bodies. And so maybe there's a feeling of overall despair, or it could be dis-ease, and that is to be meaning a sense or state of unwellness in the body or the mind, things coming up in the body, and our mind is maybe feeling stuck or overwhelmed. And this is really a direct reflection of how we are showing up and also perceiving our realities. And so, there's this sense of overwhelm. There's a sense of, in the 4 cups, what's coming to is like this sense of apathy. So like there's many, maybe decisions or responsibilities, and there's kind of this sense of I can't externalize anymore. I'm maybe feeling very overwhelmed. I have to kind of go within. I have to stop. So there's this need to retreat and rebalance emotionally. And with the 4 of Swords, it's speaking to kind of the battle of the mind and this need to surrender or move into that desired peace within the sense of defeat. So I'm also seeing here there could be challenges with loved ones, with family, with community, and or with childhood trauma, with a depiction of the perhaps like mother and child, or adult and youth in the window. So what lies above the tarot is this beautiful scene, the holy mountain, and I see it's reaching up to the sun. There's also depictions of the moon behind, so there's that balance, masculine and feminine. And then beside that is the abundance card, which is a beautiful display of colorful wildflowers fading into this beautiful blue sky. And up at the top right hand corner, there's this array of specks of gold. And so within the holy mountain, I feel like it's speaking to higher understanding, great vision, perspective. It's also a symbol that's revered as an altar or a sacred place. And really what I'm feeling here is this invitation to go deeper into the sacred. And what's coming up with that is that we do not make anything sacred. Sacred is all around us, and we just need to tap into it or have the will or desire to tap into it, or intention. And I'm seeing that it could be an invitation to either create an altar or a space. Maybe that's, within your home or outside in the forest beneath the rising or falling sun. Just with the intention. It doesn't have to be a physical altar. It could just be that sacred space, that representation, that symbol. And what it is that symbol representing is the reminder of how to tap into the sacred that is already in existence. It's already emanating and moving all around us. And I'm also seeing that there's another invitation here, either simultaneously or whoever is drawn to one or the other, to see our bodies, mental, emotional, and physical, as a sacred temple, a sacred mountain. And so the question's kind of being begged here is how can we honor more deeply these bodies on all levels, the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical bodies. And the abundance card is also speaking to nature that is in constant movement, and yet it is always in a perfect sacred state. It's breathing into its highest potential and its highest possible expression from what it's been given to express with, and yet it exists for whom it exists for, without falling into despair or fear. The wildflowers in this image, I feel like, are reminding us that they're not worrying about whether they are too tall or the wrong color, or even if they're in the wrong field. And they are abundant without effort. And they just are without worry. And if they did worry that they were in the wrong place, or if they had reservations to what they were destined to be, it would be very difficult for them to receive the blessings that they were indeed destined to receive. So we as human beings have been gifted free will, and thus the ability to co-create with Great Spirit. And if we are always in fear or despair or even lack, then we are actually being dragged through instead of dancing with the hand of the Creator. So how can we find the sacred space around us? How can we find the sacred space within? And here is a question: what if the space of sacredness is guiding you exactly to where you are destined to be? Body, heart, mind, and soul. What if our fear actually is the only thing keeping us from shining? And something else that came up, which I found really interesting: can you see the holy mountain as it is and not as the obstacle? And I will leave you with these contemplations for this week. And may your week be blessed, and may you find the courage to really step into the sacredness that you are and that is all around you.